Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Am I coming through? Is this thing working? Let's see here. Kind of have this in a little bit of a new format. How is everybody doing? Live from Rhode Island. How's it going, Big'em? Plunghole. David, what is up? Cringe McCringle. Cybertron, El Kevo. How you guys doing? Sabertron Toys. It's been a minute. I appreciate somebody showing up. So how are y'all? How are y'all? Let me get my hello in here. All right, we are in Rhode Island. We are getting unpacked. Titus, Timothy, how's it going? Princeton Phalanx, look at this. We already got a special guest. David, he must have known you were in the house. Bring back the old stuff. I'll probably end up having it similar, although my wall is further away. So I am in a whole different space in a basement. Anyway, hold on. You have reached the Toy Armada. I am Aaron Archer, former toy designer and freelance artist at the moment. And we often talk about my time at Kenner and Hasbro, mostly talking about the transforming robots. So this is the first attempt to try this in the new space. I got in yesterday and pulled everything together. Movie Masterpiece Brawl. Yeah, I saw that. So I threw some stuff together here and decided just to go for it tonight. And one of the fun things is I had to touch everything. So I was going to maybe just go through some of my boxes and look at some of that. Giving me a warning that my rating is low, my bit rate, however that works. There is a lot of rain in the area. Those storms that hit Cleveland are coming through here on their way here. So hopefully I'm coming through well. So I'm in a new space. I'm in the basement, but it is a much more finished basement kind of thing. Got some closet action, and you can see into the kitchen a little bit. I got a basement kitchen now. Nice. Cheesier, how are you? Andrew Long, how are you? So I don't really have much planned other than let's go through some of these crazy boxes. I had a great time at TFCon and BotCon this summer, and picked up a few things along the way. Cringe McCringle hooked me up with some toys, and my Vector Prime got crushed in the move, which is fine because you guys know I'm an open box kind of fellow. So we might open that up as well tonight. But I got plenty to show. I have a lot of stuff that I think is kind of interesting to you all. So again, I'm Aaron Archer. I'm a toy designer / independent artist. Check out my website at archermonster.com, where you can look at my art, buy my art, and I have the latest Volume 3 sketchbook going. And so this came out at TFCon, and I really haven't been promoting it because I've been moving. But it has 36 color pages and all kinds of great robots. So check that out. I will sign it and do a little sketch for you if you'd like. So check that out. Hope everybody's been doing well. Arshay, how are you? So this will be a better setup. I'll have a little more room for partners to hang out and do some work in here. little more room to brainstorm. Maybe a little vibe-ish. I'll have a rug, and can kind of treat this as a cool guy spot. I just threw this stuff together in the background today just to have not a plain box. So expect differences every time. And with that, I think we'll get started on some of these boxes I found. I've made the joke many times that if you are on one of these big brands, that you you've really done some good stuff when you get a piñata or a cake topper. So this is one of my prides and joys of my era in Transformers, because you don't get a cake topper mold unless you have really succeeded. And I just think this thing is awesome. It is ridiculous, but the fact that it's metal, it'll probably be hanging on the wall in one of these environments. So pretty fun, interesting. El Kevo, you have that cake pan. Have you used it? I have not used it. I have the custom icing. They made a set with these color icings. It is not the greatest representation of Optimus, but the fact that it exists at all and it is licensed is amazing to me. So I talked about that one in the past, so I figured I'd pull that one out, talk about it. I found this. This is interesting. Two different things I think were happening. I think I did two things around the same time. I have my badge from the 1996 San Diego Comic-Con, when it was just a little card in a sleeve kind of thing. That's how easy it was back in the day to get those badges, or how they worked back then. This was their seal of authenticity. They had a screen printed their little bird character. So that's kind of fun. This was I didn't realize I went in 96. That's pretty early. I just had started in 95, so that's pretty cool to get out there. But then on the back, I must have double dipped my meeting, because I visited the set of Batman and Robin at the Warner Brothers lot on July 8th of 96. What I didn't have time to do is cross-pollinate with Comic-Con that year to make sure that I probably had a meeting with Batman and Robin people, and then went down to Comic-Con. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. At TFCon, my friend Diang, from Canada, but originally from China, he always brings really interesting stuff for me to sign. I think a lot of it ends up back in China. But he brought me this year. It's a metal coin in the shape of the 40th anniversary Transformers, in a nice little black box. So that was cool. He has previously hooked me up with other interesting Year of the Tiger and different things they do in that market. And then I signed a bunch of stuff for him that, again, I think goes to China. Hey, man, Team PBZ, will I ever talk about Medabots? Maybe. What I can talk about Medabots is largely our adaptation process, because we just ground it through. I'll talk about it some other time for sure and give you the full view. I don't want to tip my hand right now. Hotshot Fan, how are you? Great name. Jeez, that's a boldly out there. Back when they still let comic stuff in that wasn't movies. Oh, yeah. No doubt. I remember being at Comic-Con probably in 96, 97. Somebody can look this up too. I remember that they had the new Guy Pearce Time Machine. They had the Time Machine from that movie, the remake, with velvet ropes around it, and it was the first movie thing that I remember taking up a full square of Comic-Con that could either hold 8 artists or 4 small companies or 1 big company, and all it was that thing sitting there, and that was the beginning of the end. That was before Comic-Con expanded. Yeah, so that was the beginning of a slippery slope, certainly for Comic-Con. They took the money that the studio. It was a perfect storm, right? It was where everybody was at, all the tastemakers and cool guys and people that were into stuff like this, and it was too much for Hollywood to leave it alone. And then the superhero movies started coming out, and so on and so forth, and now they promote, anything. I remember running into Tyrese when they're promoting Death Race at Comic-Con. Why Comic-Con? Anyway, so yeah, it definitely changed over the years for sure. El Kevo, did you walk through the Time Machine sets? Is that what, or the Batman sets? Because I did walk through the Batman sets. They were creating the museum ice skating battle, kind of in the biggest stage Warner Brothers had. And I remember going through that. Crazy. Yeah, New York Comic Con still seems like it's comic centric. It's so close to LA, it's become a Hollywood thing for sure, and that's just kind of naturally. One of the coolest things I always enjoyed at Comic Con was at the end or the beginning during setup. Timothy was writing here. The actual Batmobiles that would be set up there over the years would drive through. It'd be like some just dude. Some union dude driving the car through the convention center on red carpet, really cool. Max Power, we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to some of that in a little bit. So anyway, I'm sharing a little Comic-Con talk, but I also found these. I think I've pulled these out a couple times or mentioned them. But when we were working on War for Cybertron, High Noon had done a ton of work on characters and stuff, and they sent me these 2 printouts. If you look at how thick that is, these are like 25 feet long. In fact, I'm going to back roll it. And they are like all the characters from the video game. In scale, right? So very cool, full body. Let's do this right. So I found this in my archive of just crazy Transformers stuff that's been around. And it just keeps going. So you could tell these are the Autobots.